What's happening right now in the world is the rise of fascism. And we're seeing this now in Ontario with Doug Ford attempting to make all of these detrimental cuts to very important funding, such as funding for universities, old folks' homes. And he basically sacked this income program, which would allow people of low incomes to be allotted a specific amount of money every month so that they could live and build themselves up out of the hole that they were in. I just don't understand why we have leaders who are psychopaths. Like, these people are sociopathic masterminds who convince average working class citizens that their interests are the same as the top politicians. So the politicians are trying to say that we have your best interests at heart while getting funding for all of these very important social programs in society. One thing that pissed me off is I've always wanted to be a midwife since I was a kid. Like, I love like babies and home births and whatnot. So I've always loved the idea of being a midwife. That's what I want to go to school for if I ever go back to school, because it's a practical thing that I could actually do, and you know, it's something that I think is just so beautiful. And he cut funding for the Ontario School of Midwifery. So that's definitely a thing to piss off witches. Witches are very much about the natural birth cycles and how it connects to the moon and all that kind of stuff. And you know what? He's just desecrating all of these really important tools that people could use in society to become the most healthy version of themselves for their own capitalist greed. And it blows my mind. When I go into a store sometimes, like, I am kind of a thief, to be honest. I am a bit of a klepto. I will never steal any of my friend's stuff, don't worry about that. But if I'm in like Shoppers Drug Mart or Walmart or something where it's just like, I probably shouldn't even be saying this, but where there's so much shit, like Forever 21 or whatever, and everything's just piled. Like, there's absolutely no reason why there needs to be so many clothes hoarded in one particular area. I'm not gonna pay like 30 fucking bucks for this that was made for $2 fucking somewhere. Like, so I've always had that inclination to be a bit of a thief. When I was in high school, I used to steal for people. I really don't fucking think that it's that morally wrong, to be honest. If it's a mom and pop store, then yeah, you fucking suck if you're stealing from somewhere like that. If it's like a locally run business, no, I would never take from anything like that. But if it's like a friggin' Walmart or a grocery store, I remember when I was in university, everyone was starving, and I would like show up with a grocery bag full of food and be like, let's eat. Like, and that I stole. I did not pay for groceries. Like, I would steal quite a bit because everyone was hungry. No one should have to go hungry when there's abundance of food. No one, like, people even deserve the frivolous shit. You know, like, someone's feeling bad about themselves, like, they deserve nice clothes, they deserve makeup, they deserve gifts, they deserve to feel like they're a part. We should all fucking share equally in everything that's made on this fucking planet. Like, it's not rocket science. But it's very hard, and you think about wintertime, and there's so many homeless people that are just outside in this freezing cold weather, and you have to wonder, what if you made a wrong mistake in your life and that led you to that particular situation? You know, I've almost been terrified of being homeless one time when I moved to Toronto. Like, it's very scary, and this is a reality for people. It's freezing cold. There are homes that are empty. What the fuck are we doing? We've seriously lost out as a society when we are not making people's interests something that's a priority to us. This is very important why I have Bill Hicks tattooed on me that says Bill Hex. Like, my witchcraft is fucking calculated in what I do, because he stood for so many values. He was a shaman, basically come in the guise of a comedian, using comedy to further dialogue about who we are in relationship to our governmental systems and how we can revolt and wake up and recognize that we are all one, and that's not just some airy-fairy spiritual concept for only certain people. Oh, my phone's dying. Only certain people to partake in. That's just a fucking truth of how life and the nature of reality works. It's not for some special, high, hierarchical class of spiritual people who think that they are better and know better than your own innate wisdom. Because every single person, listen to yourself, think for yourself. Those are what the greatest spiritual leaders taught us. Be yourself. Be who you are. You know, and I was so led astray by many spiritual teachers in my past who used the archetype of Sophia in order to separate themselves from the rest of humanity, when that is very, very much not what I'm about. That's why I got a tattoo of Lisa Simpson which says I am Aiden. Like, holy shit, like, you can understand how the goddess moves and works in this beautiful universe while still being a human being and acknowledging that. And, you know, that's why I got that tattoo, in rebellion against people who use these Sophianic archetypes in order to better their own ego in a way, like try and make themselves appear superior to the majority of humanity. Like, I had a spiritual teacher once say how fucking great it was that she ate at a non-spiritual restaurant and was communicating with all the plebes. Like, you're really, really off base when you say shit like that. What we should be doing is recognizing how amazing every single, like, person is. Like, I'll see a cool fucking chick and I'm like, regardless of whether or not she might be conservative, Christian, atheist, and I dig her, like, let's just all acknowledge that we have free will and that we're all divine beings, whatever that means. So yeah, it's just my little rantsies.